So today I wanted to talk about three books that I really enjoy reading, and I wanted to talk about books with a theme. And between Gamergate last year and the Hugo Awards this year and the mess that's become, I wanted to talk about strong characters in fantasy literature, as well as women who write about strong characters, female characters in fantasy literature. And so the first book I have is Seraphina. Uh, this made a big splash earlier this year and late last year. It's about a young girl who is, spoiler alert, half dragon. It's got a lot of good qualities. It's got music, it's got interesting characters, it's got Seraphina, who is both charming and very outside of her social circle. She knows very powerful people and doesn't realize how much influence she has until those people start to listen to her more closely, as they should, because she knows some good things. I like this book because Seraphina is a deep character, and she knows herself, but she also isn't full of herself. She is a good friend to have if it were up to me to decide. And that's the kind of character I like in a book, is a main character who is an enjoyable person to talk to. Now, another book that I really enjoyed is Discovery of Witches. It came out, I think, 2 years ago. It's part of a trilogy, if that's the kind of thing you're into. Discovery of Witches is, again, a little bit about self-discovery and also about knowing yourself. Diana is, again, a very strong character. She starts out unsure of who she is. She's a witch, but she denies it. She's a researcher in a very scientific background, but she studies alchemy. She has a foot in both worlds in a lot of ways, and she has to face herself and her past, and in part her job, her career, her research as part of this book. I've really enjoyed it, again, because she is a complicated woman, and again, I think it's a good book for anybody, but especially for people looking for a strong female lead to look up to. Now, this book is not written by a woman, as the other two were. S.M. Sterling has the series called The Emberverse, which is long and complicated and amazing, and this book, I don't say this about very many books, changed the way I look at the world. This particular volume is the beginning of the series, and it isn't focused on a woman or man. It has a cast of characters who are all fully developed in ways that sometimes science fiction and fantasy authors don't pay attention to. A lot of times we have this idea that sci-fi and fantasy will have tropes and you don't need a lot of character development. Mr. Sterling does not believe that. Every character in this book is a deep, complicated person, and you really feel like you get to know them and that they're a fully developed character, not only in the book, but if you had met them in real life. The woman that I wanted to focus on in this book is Jennifer McKenzie, who is one of the main characters. She is a pretty lasting presence in most of the series, but again, I think that a lot of people believe that sci-fi and fantasy can't have strong female characters, but I think these three books disprove that. It's nothing to do with the complicated of the characters, but a lot of men write science fiction and fantasy, and men tend to write about things they know, which are obviously not women for a lot of us. But like I said, these three books are all excellent. I've very much enjoyed them. Dies the Fire by S.M. Sterling, A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Hartness, and Seraphina by Rachel Hartman. Thank you.